doing? I'm Jay Jordan, founder of Cosmo Vision. As seen on CNBC, Lifestyles of the Filthy Rich, Season 5, Episode 7, we are here at Material Goods with Cosmo Kids. We'll be meeting with the owner, Rob Ronan, who will be talking about his entrepreneurship story and pretty much encouraging the children to keep pursuit of their dreams. So I want you guys listen in and see what Rob Ronan had to say about his success and how we can stay on the straight path of success.
Being on camera was one of the more uncomfortable things. You know, it looks like it's all easy and fun. It's actually not. And you spend a lot of time to get one shot done. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys all about is, I met your fearless leader back there who's on his iPhone. I know you guys, the store, it's pretty nice, right? It's, funny enough, I never knew anything about diamonds or jewelry or watches when I was growing up. I didn't come from any part of that world. But when I grew up from modest means, my mom and dad didn't have much. And funny enough, growing up, I was okay in school, nothing great. And when I got out of school, and I had to get myself through college, working, I ended up getting introduced to somebody, much like a gentleman right here, who basically had his faith in me and made me work. And over the last, I got myself through college, and after college, I had a friend who wanted me to potentially sell diamonds. I knew nothing about diamonds, and started working in the diamond business, and started selling diamonds out of a backpack. I would literally, they would give me a parcel of diamonds, which again was kind of terrifying. Could you imagine someone giving me a bunch of diamonds and saying, go sell them? I knew nothing of it. And I had to literally go, get in a car, rent my own car, stay in really not so great hotels, holding my diamonds at night, to make sure, because you're insured. Believe it or not, that's how it works. And I'd go door to door to door, knocking on jewelry stores, and I never knew anything about the jewelry world, and trying to convince people to buy diamonds from me. And didn't have much money, started little by little selling, and that's how I got introduced to diamonds. And then through that business of selling loose diamonds, I was introduced to a gentleman who was the CEO of a watch brand. Just by, he heard I was working, and he then said to me, he's like, would you like to learn about the watch business? And so I said, sure. So I'd been working in the diamond business, went to work in the watch business, which was the brand called Audemars Piguet, which, like the car world, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Audemars Piguet is like a Ferrari for watches. So it's really at the top. I'm sure you've heard of Rolex.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, so Audemars Piguet is even higher in that world. And again, I knew nothing of watches. So I, from hard work right out of college, learning about diamonds, it led me to the watch business just by, hard work and really grinding it out, as I call it. And then from the watch business, I spent a lot of time learning that. And after the watch business, I saw that, after about 10 years of really working through both industries, that, people wanted something a little bit more unique. So then we had this little concept, which is really all about just being comfortable, showing an easy, fun way to sell watches and diamonds and jewelry in an environment that is enjoyable and relaxed, where you can sit down at a big table. I'm sure if you ever go into a jewelry store, they're not really comfortable. You kind of feel like you're just looking around, and it's a little intimidating, a little cold, and it's not welcoming. So we wanted to create something that was a little bit more welcoming for our friends and our guests and our clients. And that's where this whole idea came from. But the main purpose of what I wanted to tell you guys is, no one gave me anything. I really came from nothing, and I worked every single day, through high school and college. And like I said, I wasn't a great student. I didn't really like, and you should be a great student. Work your butts off in school. But the point is hard work, real hard work, really gets you anything you want. And the more you spend the time and you find your passion, and I didn't know what my passion was. I didn't know jewelry and diamonds and watches was going to be my passion. I love sports. I'm sure you guys like sports. Who's a football fan? NFL? Who's your team? Giants? I'm a Patriots fan. Wait, look at this guy. You got 2 over me, okay? 2 Super Bowls over me.
We got a problem, right?
I like Patriots too.
You like the Patriots too? Uh-oh, we're causing some conflict here. So I loved NFL football, and you know, I played a sport called lacrosse growing up, which actually got me into college. You know, and I worked really hard at that too. But you know, it's all these things that, you know, I thought when I was growing up that were unobtainable. Really, it gets, the more work you put in, the easier it gets. And listen, to get this whole thing going, and a lot of the things that I worked on, I'm now 37, but you know, when I was in high school, all these things that I used to think were unobtainable, as you get older, by hard work, you'll really see they get easy. And really good ethic and good hard work opens doors. And what I mean by that is you'll meet people, and people that are, you know, that sometimes have things and have a lot of things, that they want to work with people that also spend the time and are honest and take the time to find their passion. Like I said, for me, when I was even through college, I didn't know what I wanted. I was a finance major because I thought that's what, if you wanted to make money, that's what you did, and I hated it. I didn't like it. So I just realized that if I kept my head down, so to speak, and worked, that my passion would find me. So let me ask you, what's your passion? What do you love? Football.
Me too.
Football. See, I started a trend with the sports. How about you?
Business.
Business. What type of business?
The fashion industry.
Fashion industry. Very cool. Very cool. What inspires you for fashion? Just what you like, what you see? That's cool. You like sneakers? I'm a big sneaker guy. I love sneakers. I collect a lot of sneakers. Yeah, I got a few pairs of Yeezys. It's a lot more comfortable than wearing a business shoe, I'll tell you that. But yeah, no, you know, the fashion business, we work with a lot of fashion designers, and I know a lot of fashion designers, and the fashion industry is one pure industry where most people who run fashion businesses, they started, you know where they started? As an intern, making coffees, getting papers, making copies, and doing things that were really, you know, bottom of the food chain. And they work, and they work, and they work, because that's really the only way you can learn about fashion is by starting at the bottom, learning about stitching and how something's actually made, and then you can actually design. So, the gentleman in the red sweatshirt, what's your passion?
Technology.
Technology. What type of technology?
Like phones and stuff.
Phones. Okay, so telecom, so to speak. What do you love about phones?
Just like how they work.
Are you an iPhone guy? A Samsung iPhone guy, which is, you know, not just technology but also design. Which, you know, tells it back. You know, Steve Jobs, who's, you know, the founder of Apple, he came from nothing. And with that, and talk about someone who really worked and worked and worked. There's a great bio on him, a movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. That really shows how hard work, dedication. You know, he got fired from Apple, Steve Jobs. You know, they pushed him out. So Steve Jobs, who created Apple, who founded Apple, his own company, got fired by his own company, pushed out. Why? It's a good question. Why? Because he was so innovative. So as the company got bigger, they took on what's called a board. So he had investors. And they felt that his marketing and his ideas were too against what the company, the board, thought was right. Because he was so ahead of his time. And you know what happened? His ideas ended up becoming so innovative that he took back over the company.
How's that right? Like, how are they allowed to keep?
Well, it gets complicated, and it's a very good question, but when you have a board, you have shareholders. And you have to answer to those shareholders. And those shareholders, when you're the founder and CEO, and you take on a board, that board actually has the right to make decisions for the whole company. And if they feel like the CEO or the founder is doing things that might not be good for the company, they can push them out and fire them. But you know what it turns out? Because of his ideas and his genius and his hard work, he got himself back in the company and took it back over. Yeah, so it's a really amazing story. How about you? How about yourself? Well, how about you?
Soccer and business with Dylan Fashion.
You know what they call soccer everywhere else? Football. Except in this country. And even funnier, you know, baseball, which is our sport, one of our big sports, call it the World Series, but it's only in the U.S. So soccer, and what else?
Business, Dylan Fashion.
Fashion also. That's great. That's great.
I like acting. Like
Acting?
and stuff. And like basketball.
And basketball. Who's your favorite basketball team?
OKC's done.
OKC?
Yes.
There's a guy in that team. He gets a lot of triple doubles.
West Beast.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys know the Knicks. So you know Kristaps Porzingis?
Yeah.
Big. He's a good friend of Clyde. I'll show you guys a picture when we're all done. When I stand next to him, I'm basically at his hips.
Yeah.
He's a monster. He's a beast. Very cool. So acting, another job where, every major actor has to start going to auditions, getting told no. And that's a big thing, something that I want to tell you guys. Every time I was told no, only made me want the yes more. And I got told no a ton. And you're going to get told no a ton. But that's part of it. That's part of the process. And the more you get told no, the more it should make you want to get the yes. And don't ever get discouraged. I'm telling you, it's easy to get discouraged and take the easy way out. But it's not worth it. If you want the things you want, whether it's being in sports, being in acting, being in fashion. And how about you, gentlemen?
Football.
Well, you're cutting him off. But okay, it's okay if he goes first? Football.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite football team?
I think it will have to be Patriots.
This guy is dying inside. This poor guy. So you want to hear about an amazing story? So I know Tom Brady. I've met Tom Brady on numerous occasions. Tom Brady, he's the quarterback of the New England Patriots. He's the only quarterback with 5 Super Bowl rings. Broke every record. Now how about this? When he was in college, he was a backup quarterback. Never given the chance. Never started a game at Michigan. Guys mind if I have a water? So he was at Michigan, and he never started. He was never a big deal. And then at the NFL draft, he was the last player in the entire NFL draft to be drafted. He was almost not given the chance to play football. Could you imagine?
The last player in the entire draft?
The last player. And the only reason why he got drafted was the starting quarterback in Michigan decided to play baseball.
Wow.
Or else he would have never been drafted. Could you imagine? Tom Brady almost never played professional football.
That's crazy.
And now he's the greatest quarterback of all time. And you know what he does? At 38 years old, he's got the most intense work ethic. He eats perfect, watches everything he puts into his body, and he practices harder than anybody else. So he's a perfect story of, if you work your butt off, you can become, for him, he's a genetic gift, but you can get to the top of any career that you want.
That's the same thing with the player, Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the last pick of the draft, and now he's like...
And look at that.
He's dropping buckets now.
It's true. And as you get older, I think life rewards you. The older you get and the harder you work, the more you get out of it. And it's not just when you're young. It's a constant battle. I can't tell you how many times, even to this day, I sit with my business partner and we work and we get problems that that get put in our face that are hard. It'd be much easier to say, forget it. And we don't. And we push through and things keep getting better for us, And I didn't forget about you. What's your passion, bud?
Basketball, and I want to be a video games creator.
Video games creator. Amazing. The industry, multi-billion-dollar industry. When I grew up, all we had was Sega Genesis. You guys know Sega Genesis? Nintendo. Basic Nintendo and Sega Genesis. And now you got video games where you need to be like a genius to even play them. The controllers, like 40 different buttons. I could never. But yeah, video game design, it's amazing. With video games, I don't know if you're aware of this, so, Grand Theft Auto. I'm sure you guys know Grand Theft Auto, a really popular game. They have entire studios in big cities where they hire actors and they have to reenact. See, not a good video game. They've got studios where they hire actors to reenact, because you ever wonder how they make it so lifelike? And they put them in what's called green suits, and they're like these big onesie green latex suits with all little cameras all over them, and they have to reenact certain things. So it's really an amazing industry. So it's and you learn everything from not just talking about acting; it incorporates many different things. So that's amazing. So you guys have a lot of passions, and as you get older, some of those passions will change, and certain things will become more apparent of what you like and what you don't like. And don't be discouraged if you don't know what you like, because like I said, I didn't even find what I was good at or what I liked until I was really in my early 30s. And even when I was in the diamond and watch business, there were definitely lots of times where I wasn't happy and it was hard. But you persevere and you keep pushing, and things start to work. So if you don't let me ask you, I want to know what you guys are. If I could ask, what's one thing you're really good at? And when I say good at, not sports, but something more up here, not physical. I'm going to start this time now. What's something you're good at?
Language arts, like in school, language arts.
Language arts. That's amazing. So what I would say to that is, see where that leads. Continue to pursue that, because for all you know, maybe you'd be great at teaching English or certain things that you'd find. Maybe you'd be a great writer. Language arts all starts there. How about you? Back to video games? What's something at school that you like?
Gym.
Gym? Okay. So you like sports. Big sports guy. So maybe you'll design a sports video game. How about you?
I do acting now, so I think I'm doing real well in that class. So
You love acting?
yeah, I like acting a lot.
Now, are you more a comedy guy? Or
I like
serious
action.
drama? Action. Got it. Very cool. Very cool.
Creative engineering.
Creative engineering. This guy's already doing more than I am. What about creative engineering do you like?
The design, like how to put different pieces together and try to make it into
Like Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's funny. I have a very good friend of mine who loved Legos. You know what he does now? He's an architect. He's an architect. He, like you said, he figures out ways to build bridges, tunnels, infrastructure, and he works for the government trying to do those things. Yes, and it was because he had a passion for Legos, and he always tells that story. How about you, sir? At the end,
Reading and writing.
reading and writing. Do you like to read? What do you like to read?
Like at school, we get like choices of what to read, like Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. You like Shakespeare? What is? I see. I didn't like Shakespeare, but he's one of the most amazing writers of all time. What is it about Shakespeare that you like?
Like the way he writes, like his ideas and how.
The way he can put sentences together. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. So I also did a little acting when I was in high school, and I did Macbeth, which is one of Shakespeare's, which it's not easy. Talk about being able to understand. First of all, you got to understand what he's saying, which is a whole art in itself. But then acting it out is even to understand the dialect. That's really the true genius. What I would say is, don't just read it, absorb it. Try to figure it out, because what you might see might inspire you to do something else completely. Based on writing. The fashion designer on the end.
Writing and designing.
Writing and design. Now, how do you think you could ever bring the two together?
With certain pieces of clothing that have words on them.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's a gentleman by the name of Virgil Abloh. Are you familiar with who Virgil Abloh is? Virgil Abloh is Kanye West's creative genius. A lot of people think Kanye did it all himself with fashion. He actually had a partner named Virgil Abloh. He started a brand called Off-White, and it's a very, very big, high-end sports, but high-end sports fashion apparel brand. And what he does is he does the same thing. He incorporates words and labels from old industries, and he puts it on the clothing, and it's become a very big success. So that's a good point.
Science.
Science. I wasn't very good at science, but I did love science. What do you like about science?
I like the chemistry.
Chemistry. Even more specific. That's amazing. That's awesome. Chemistry is one of the most, for example, diamonds. We sell diamonds here. You know how a diamond's made?
From coal.
So in the center of the earth, way, way, way deep down in the core, which is basically one gigantic nuclear reactor, carbon, in one split second, has a nuclear reaction in the core, and that's what creates a diamond. So it's actually the most pure, basic chemical reaction. Diamonds are literally made way deep down in the earth, and it takes billions of years for them to kind of shed and go through. That's why diamonds are mined, and mined through coal. Exactly. Very good. He knows his science. Engineering. God. You guys are all smarter than me. So engineering, what do you think you'd want to do later on in life with engineering?
Build super hypercars.
Hypercars. So there's a company called Tesla. Are you familiar with Tesla? So a guy by the name of Elon Musk had a dream and a vision that, number one, he wanted to save the world, because gas and oil really hurts the environment when you're burning a lot of gas and oil. So he wanted to create electric cars, but take electric cars to the next level, because electric cars were already being made. But he thought you could take sports cars, fast cars, really, well designed, amazingly well. Exactly. Take that exactly, like the i8, and take super high-end technology and use science and chemistry to create a really amazing luxury car. And it's one of the most pioneering, blossoming car companies on the planet. And he's also a guy who started a company way back in the day on his own with really nothing, just his hard work and his engineering, his brain. So that's awesome, guys. Sounds like you guys all are well on your way. You got any questions for me?
How did you get all the diamonds? Like I know they said in the documentary that you recorded, there's the diamonds. They cost so much because they were found in such far places to make one.
Sure. Yeah. So some of the diamonds we have are pieces you can't. There's only maybe one or two of them in the world. And you know what's funny? Something about the business side of things. The diamond business is a very old school kind of business. And it's called based on it's a handshake kind of business. What does that mean? Is that we can go to people, other big diamond houses, manufacturers, the people that are actually getting them out of the ground, and they trust us to take their diamonds and show them to our clients. Could you imagine someone giving me a diamond that's worth $5, $6, $10 million just without any paperwork? Because they trust. And the reason why that they trust us is because year after year, we did the right thing. We worked. We always paid our bills on time. We always showed that you could trust us to give us a diamond, and we'd either sell it or we give it back to you. That we'd never do anything wrong with it. We'd never, lie, cheat, steal. And it's that kind of industry. And if you make one mistake in the diamond business, you're pretty much banned. And then you can never get diamonds again unless you're really just paying up front. And it gets very expensive. It's very hard to run a jewelry store if you don't have what's called consignment, which means they're willing to trust us to give us diamonds without having to pay for them. But we always have to give them back. We have terms and we figure out timelines where we can show them to clients. So that's a lot of the way that we get our diamonds is based on trust, because we've always done the right ethical thing by our suppliers. What else?
For the Secret Lives of the Filthy Rich, how were they able to find you, film you for the show?
There's a movie called Field of Dreams. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's an older movie, way past your guys' day. You guys are all too young, but it's an amazing sports movie with Kevin Costner. I would suggest you guys watch it. It's all about baseball, and it's about a guy who is losing his farm, and he hears a voice, and it says, if you build it, they will come. And that's kind of the mentality we took here. We took a huge risk by building this store, by creating something that has never been done before. Second floor, not ground floor, creating an environment that costs, we put everything we had into this store. Every dollar me and my business partner had. We took a huge risk. If it didn't work, we would go broke. And how they found us is that we had a dream and a vision that if we built a space that was really amazing, and we put everything we had into it, all the heart, all of our blood, sweat, and tears, and because of our passion and our hard work, they found us. They heard about it through people in the industry, and they came and they saw it with their own eyes, and they asked us if we could be filmed. And we, of course, said yes. And that was where that brought all you guys here. So it's, see how things, and this for me is such a this is such a passion for me, what I do, that to be able to even share it with you guys is so humbling for me. It makes me proud to be able to sit here with you guys and kind of talk to you. So that show brought you guys to me. So it's another gift of our hard work and trying to really find our passion and give it back to our people. So.
Has there ever been a celebrity that walked in here to get one of you?
So there's a guy by the name of John Legend. You know John Legend? Yes. Plays the piano, sings a lot.
Yeah.
So John, through a client, actually his business manager, and John comes and I email and text with John. John comes here all the time. His wife Chrissy Teigen, she's a good friend and client. So yeah, we've got a good group of celebrities that do come here and athletes that come here, Formula One race car drivers, football players. Yeah, because what we try to do is we try to create an environment that they're comfortable in, that they can really find really nice things for them to buy and look at and bring their friends here. Cool? Go ahead.
You mentioned that a lot of people, they start off like low and kind of chain. like as what's that called, intern.
Sure.
So like for you think that you started off kind of low and you built your way up?
Let me tell you something. I've been fired from different jobs. I have. You know, I always haven't had success. And the one thing that it always taught me is never be afraid to start at the bottom. Because you know where you learn is at the bottom. You can't learn at the top. You only get to the top by understanding hardship and how to handle hard situations. And nothing's ever given. And even people who, you know, I've got friends and clients of mine that, you know, they come from families with a lot of money. I didn't. But, you know, you can either choose to work and really make something out of it, usually at the bottom, or, you know, take the easy way. And the easy way is never fulfilling. Really, if you want real success, it's not just about money. It's about being happy and finding things that you love. And you can't truly appreciate anything unless you know it from all sides. And the bottom is the best place to start, because that's really where you learn about respect. You know, it's funny, in Hollywood, you know, big movie agents. You guys watch the show Entourage ever? Okay, again, I'm dating myself. I can't believe it. I'm an old man.
That's
So
yeah,
exactly. So in Hollywood, the people who represent the actors, it's known in the industry, you don't start anywhere but the mailroom. The mailroom, sorting mail. And that's where you have to start in order to become a big, powerful Hollywood agent. And the reason why they do that is so you're humble and you learn every step of the process, which is reading scripts. Once you read scripts, then you start to meet the writers, you meet the directors, then you meet the actors. And if you work hard enough, then you become a big Hollywood agent. So, you know, for me, when I started off in the diamond business, the way that they started, after I won them over and got an interview and got them to let me work with them, they said very simple. They go, we're going to give you a small amount of diamonds. You have 2 months to make sales. If not, you're out. So I literally spend every day, they have what's called the big book. It's a big red book with every jewelry store in the country. And I started off going to West Virginia and Boston and different areas where I knew other salespeople weren't going. And I literally knocked on doors. Do you know, for every one yes, I was told 50 no's. I was literally told, don't bother, don't come. You know, one time I literally, I told one of the guys, I'm going to come to your house as a pizza delivery guy if you don't meet with me at your store. You know, I kept pushing. And eventually someone says yes. And that one yes then gives you the ability to go to maybe one of their competitors and say, listen, that guy's buying from me, you should too. And you try to use, you know, your leverage. And like I said, it only takes one yes to get something. You're going to get a lot of no's. But the best part of getting a lot of no's is because when you get that yes, it's much sweeter. It's much more enjoyable. We're just getting started. And I'm serious because, you know, with success comes a lot of pitfalls, a lot of things that make it harder. I don't know if you guys like hip hop. You know, more money, more problems. Okay, Biggie Smalls rapped about it. You know, and in life, there's always going to be negatives with opportunity. It's being able to persevere and actually, you know, put your head down. And, you know, to your question, every day we try to find another way to be better at what we do. And you have to, because you know what happens? The second we decide that we're too good, someone else will come around and be better than us. So we're always thinking of ways to expand and grow, and hard work. I work from morning till very late at night. And you know, I can do that because I'm passionate about what I do. So what I would say to you guys is, and you know, it's very, you hear it a lot, but follow your passions. And your passion sometimes will find you, but it comes with hard work. That's the one thing I can't stress more than anything. You don't get anything without hard work. Whether you're an athlete, a writer, an actor, you know, most actors, they start, for everyone, all it takes is one yes in acting, but you get thousands of no's. But, you know, the biggest actors kept at it and kept at it. You guys hungry?
Yes.
Yeah? That one I got right.
That was
one I got
synonymous.
Right. Okay, so it's a pleasure meeting all you guys. This gentleman has all my information. So if you guys ever want to, you know, talk or have a question, if a question comes up in the middle of the night, wait till the next day. But I'll be more than happy to give you guys my phone number. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. If you guys ever need anything, let me know. I'm always here to assist. And as your careers get bigger and blossom more, let me know. Maybe I know someone that can help you guys as you get older and want to achieve more. So please, I welcome you guys to always, I'm always around. I'm always open. So we have some amazing food, some little snacks for you guys to eat. You can go into the kitchen and anything else. I'm always here for you guys. But like I said, I'm proud of you guys for coming here. And really, thank you so much for spending the time.
Would you guys walk around for a little bit? We'll be ready to in a couple minutes.
Give us a few minutes. Yeah, if you want to. And
see
yeah,
some
take a
art?
look around. Take a look.
Yeah.
Of course.
Cosmo Vision, worldwide.